From the field to the card shop, it's Moon 3PO and Bro PO breaking down baseball and the hottest sports cards. Bro PO, it is our typical weekend recording Saturday night instead of Sundays. Bro PO, how is your Saturday
Saturday,
night?
Saturday, 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 Saturday. I know
How
you
was
AEW
your
fans loving that one.
how is your Saturday night going so far?
Oh, it's good, man. Just chilling, kicking back, watching some Squid Games on the good old Netflix. Yeah, it was a pretty good day. We hit up a card show earlier, so pretty fun day. How you
We
doing?
did hit up a card show. I am doing good. We did hit up a card show earlier this afternoon. This episode is more than likely going to be out on Tuesday. The card show vlog, as far as of what I picked up, and you do make a little bit of appearance there in that vlog, will be out on Sunday. So if you guys haven't seen that video, go check out that video. Go check it out. Leave a like on it. The first card show of 2025. And was a pretty good one for us. That was probably the most I spent at a card show in a hot minute, just because of the past couple of times we've gone to the couple of shows here. If it's been a smaller vendor show or one of the bigger vendor shows that we have at a different location, typically they're only really selling basketball, football these days. But the fact that we're able to go in, get some baseball stuff, get some wrestling stuff, as we talked about in the last episode. Yeah, it was a pretty good show. So again, you want to see what we picked up, go check out that vlog. Even you spent quite a little bit of some free schmeckles there, as far as
Oh
that, and
yeah,
making deals
yeah.
too.
Got a pretty cool card, especially if you're a WWE fan. Which I think you said I make an appearance on the vlog, so um, you'll actually see the cards that I'm talking about. And just a little hint: it's either yeet or no yeet on the card. So, but yeah, to see the cards that I picked up from the card show, I did just recently upload a little TikTok about it, so you can go and check it out there.
Yep, that was gonna be my next seamless plug. I was about to say you did also upload all the cards that you picked up on your TikTok. What's your TikTok? Is it the same at underscore ROBBEE 2B3s? I know
I'm pretty
sometimes a
sure
little
it
bit
is.
different.
Let me double
Making sure
check, but I'm
want to
pretty
give the
sure it is.
listeners the accurate at name.
Yep. Exact same as my Twitter underscore ROBBEEE. Two B's,
There you
three
go. Two
E's.
B's, three E's. So you want to go check out that TikTok? Go give Bro Pio a follow. He's been active on the TikTok machine there. So yeah, go feel free to check him out there and see what he's been picking up. He's also been unboxing some breaks that we've partaked in, also some boxes that you find out at retail stores. And, well, that's ironic enough as far as that. But yeah, go feel free to follow Bro Pio there on the TikTok machine. Now, as far as of MLB free agent signings, this is the dry period. There has not been a lot of movement in the offseason. It's been pretty stagnant. I would say the big couple of names that are out there that are still pending a team and still waiting for that signing of that team is Alex Bregman, Pete Alonso, Anthony Santander, Roki Sasaki. He still has not yet officially signed. And of course, there's still some big reliever names out there. You got Trevor Scott, um, Jeff Hoffman from the Philadelphia Phillies. So there are still some big names, but they just haven't signed yet. What was the last big signing? Was it Walker Buehler? Like, I feel like that was maybe the last. I know we kind of bundled a lot of them all together in the last episode. But I feel like Walker
Well, it'd
Buehler
have
was
been
kind of
Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns. Yeah, Corbin Burns there and Walker Buehler were kind of the last two big signings. So not much to write home about. As far as of the MLB offseason, of course, when those players do sign, we will break that down here on Cardboard Dugout. So please feel free to follow the channel and follow the podcast wherever you get your podcast audio at. So this episode is going to be very hobby centric, which is also fun because, like we've mentioned, you broke it down there nicely in the last episode. We talk about cardboard, and Dugout just happens to be a place on a baseball diamond. So we're going to talk some cards. We're going to talk a lot of different cards. Not necessarily drama, but we'll talk about something I posted earlier, and of course, we'll talk about something that we. There's actually two things that I posted. One didn't gain a lot of attraction, but one decided to fucking blow up out of nowhere. So we'll talk about that later. That was the first F bomb. We were 4 minutes in. A lot of F bombs here towards
Hey,
the end.
you beat me to the F bomb. So
I did beat you to the F bomb. So yeah, we'll talk about it here. We're gonna talk over some card sets. We're gonna go over all that as far as of Topps and baseball. If you guys listen to the last episode, you guys know, and you can kind of see the background here a little bit. We did talk about wrestling. We're gonna talk about WWE 2025 Topps Chrome making his comeback. We're going to talk about that, give our initial thoughts there on the set, and then cover some things there that we've been seeing so far with WWE and Breakers. And then, of course, we'll talk about a little bit of some, I don't want to say drama that I stirred, but just some little bit of content that I created that got some people up in a frenzy in the comment section. But if you're into Topps and you're into Topps of baseball, nice little chuckle there. There are some sets here that are out. We got 2024 Topps Luminaries. That is officially dropped here on January 3rd. I'm sorry. Now that set is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know the exact pricing of a box, but you can expect one card per pack, and there is one pack per box. So not a lot to choose from. Excuse me. Not a lot to choose from if you are buying this set here. It's a hit and miss here, if you ask me. I know we were kind of talking about the set here before we went on. When you hear one pack, one card per box, is that something you're buying, Bropio?
Hell no, dude. I'm like thinking. I'm curious to see what the retail price of is, and I'm trying to look, and I don't see. I know I see some links here on like to eBay, and it's looking like $3,000. Oh, that's for a case. So if it says if a case is 3,200, let's just do this on average. And this is just if this is right. This is eBay. So 3,200 divided by 6. So you're looking at like about $532 for a box for one auto. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
then I
it's
know
crazy. Like I'd be so curious to know, like, if you participate in breaks, because obviously people are participating into these breaks. Like I'm so curious. It's like, do you just like do not care? Like if you do not get nothing, like like the chances of you getting something are so low.
Yeah, like just taking a look here at the Red Sox checklist, like you can get a cut signature Cy Young, a dual cut signature book of Ted Williams, Dan Musial, facing off book YD4, David Ortiz, Mickey Mantle, Pedro Martinez, and Ted Williams, Mariano Rivera.
And why the fuck is Whitey Ford with David Ortiz? Like what? Like what the fuck? That make no damn sense.
Hit King's autograph relics. You might like this. Nomar and Wade Boggs. Hit King's autograph Carlton Fisk, Pedroia, Nomar Garcia Parra, and Wade Boggs. And then there's that big Hit King's Ultimate book, which is just absolutely bonkers that Topps put out there earlier during the week.
I'm so curious if that gets pulled in a break and like all these people are within different teams, like how do they decide who gets this card?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a question that if you've been in breaks and you pull a card that has like more than one team involved, you have to let me know at Moon3PL. So I'm in the comments down below on this video if you're watching on YouTube. Because yeah, that's the one question I've always had. Because yeah, that's a big ass booklet that has all 30 teams on there. So I don't know how that would go about. Maybe it's like I have no words for that, but crazy. That's kind of what you can expect here out of Topps Luminaries. Not really, again, not much to write home about as far as that. One card, one pack per box. So good luck if you're ripping to make your money back and or participating in breaks, because it's going to be a little bit tough to do that. Other sets here that we have coming out here or are soon to be dropping within the next couple of weeks is we got 2024 Topps Transcendent. That one there is just based off looking at it here on Beckett. Looks pretty cool. It looks pretty fun. Again, probably not going to dive into this, but I mean, there's 8 cards per pack. There's 4 packs per box, so you are getting something there. And it says for some reason it has plus 10 additional cards. Whatever the heck that means. Obviously, I know what that means, but why don't you just say there's 18 cards? So I don't know exactly about that. Boxes per case, there is 1 box per case. The subject release date here is going to be January 22nd. What could you expect in this box here is 2 autograph patch cards, 2 autograph relics, 1 rookie card or autograph patch card as far as a rookie, 2 additional autographs, a jumbo, dual, or triple patch card, 1 additional autographs or memorabilia cards, and 1 VIP event invitations. And according to Beckett, it says every case of 2024 Topps Transcendent Baseball has an invitation to a very exclusive party. When and where has yet to be announced. These events include the chance for collectors to meet players. A chase element has been invited to the invitation as well. 100 cases have a gold tier event invite. These are the standard ones. 10 Transcendent tier invitations are also up for grabs. these come with additional perks. What those are exactly haven't been revealed. So basically, like a freaking Willy Wonka chocolate in the where the hell that
I was about
stupid
to
movie's called.
say, yeah.
Um,
Hey,
basically,
put some respect on Willy Wonka. What's wrong with you, boy?
uh,
If you're gonna disrespect anybody in that movie, it's got to be Grandpa Joe. Because that dude
that's
sat in the bed
that's mainly why.
all damn day, and as soon as Charlie got that golden ticket, motherfucker could walk again. Like
That's mainly why I
goddamn.
ripped that movie. That man was bed riddled, about to die, and then he finds out Charlie got a golden ticket, so he can fucking walk.
They want some chocolate.
That's why I hate that movie so bad.
Oh
And then
god.
the Johnny
Love
Depp
it.
version kind of gives me
Okay,
kind of
let's
a
not
little
talk
bit of
about that
night.
one.
That's kind of nightmare fuel.
Don't talk about that one.
Um,
Although I never got to see the it's technically like a prequel with what's his name? Timothy
Timothy
Chalamet. I think I
Chalamet,
pronounced his name.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard
Never
that
got
was
to see
actually
that
like
one, but I wonder if
I
it's
heard it's
good.
actually pretty decent. Yeah, I've heard it's decent.
Yeah, but
Um,
Charlie Truck Factory, good movie. It's classic.
yeah, not on my
Except
list.
Grandpa Joe. Fuck off.
Except for Grandpa Joe. Yeah, looking at these cards here, they're pretty cool. I mean, obviously, you have to the cards that are showing off are the bigger cards. But on Beckett, they have a Derek Jeter 10 out of 10 on looks like on a black border. They have a Wyatt Langford on a throwback design. I think this is the 2013 design, if I'm not mistaken, the Topps design. They have a Mariano Rivera on card auto. Looks like to be the gold superfractor potentially. They have a really cool Aaron Judge patch auto. You can kind of see the a little bit of the end of the Nike swoosh there. And then they have a Bobby Witt one of one that they're showing off that has a little bit of the piece of the royal crown. So that's pretty cool. And then showing off a Shohei Ohtani, numbered out of 10. And then they have a logo men of game used memorabilia of Mike Trout. So again, another set that we more than likely you and I are priced out on, and probably potentially these prices for breaks would be a little bit more intensified. But I mean, it'd definitely be kind of cool to see. I don't know how you feel about it on our brief review, but probably something we'll maybe keep an eye on in breaks as far as see like what the prices are, and if they're obviously too high, probably just dip out of that. But yeah, top Lumineer, Topps or Send It. Do you have any thoughts on Topps or Send It there, Bro Pio?
Yeah, just looking at the patches, they look pretty cool. Like that Bobby Witt 101, it's pretty dope. But yeah, you can just, I mean, I can automatically just tell that you can like, I'll be outpriced on this very heavily. But it's still pretty cool to kind of just like, I probably wouldn't do it like a watch break. This is kind of more me for like watching like a YouTube video of somebody probably breaking like a personal box. So I'll probably check those out on YouTube. There's a couple of card review people that I also watch, and they're pretty cool. And yeah, I just like watching them break. But it looks like a pretty cool set. Not too shabby.
Yeah, and I wish I had a team checklist to kind of go over some key players in here. This maybe mix up legends, but nothing as far as Beckett. So keep an eye on here again, once again for the socials, because once we do get a team checklist, potentially we'll go over that. But yeah, Topps or Send It there looks pretty cool, looks pretty fun. We'll kind of keep an eye on that here as we move forward throughout the month. One of my favorite sets here, always throughout the year, is going to be 2024 Bowman's Best. Now, I did put out a video on YouTube talking about all 30 teams as far when it comes to autographs, when it comes to what teams potentially you want to look out for if you are either one buying this set and or going to be participating in breaks, because I always like to say Bowman's Best is always like, it's obviously a B tier to Bowman. Autographs are not going to be as comparable to a first Bowman auto, but I mean, it's a good way for people like ourselves, if you can't afford, you're maybe a little bit priced out or just don't want to put too much money into a first Bowman auto. A Bowman's Best is going to be comparatively lower than a first Bowman auto, and it's a good way to either one, collect your favorite prospects in your favorite team, or two, to potentially collect a player that you think can, potentially do well in the majors or make their way up through the minor leagues in the upcoming season. I haven't seen a price point as far as this again, so I definitely do apologize there for that. But with this here, you can expect 5 cards per pack, 12 packs per hobby box, and if you're a big dog and want to go for the case, you can expect 8 boxes per case.
Ooh.
And one thing I do also like about this is that the set size is 70 cards. When you go compare it to Bowman, that set list is very, very
Yeah.
high. So, I mean, there's a good chance here you can go out and get some good players at a reasonable cost, hopefully, and at a point where the tech list is so low, or you could potentially pull one of your favorite players. Bropio, no, don't know if you had the opportunity to go check out the video yet, but again, on the offset, what's your take here on 2024 Bowman Best?
Yeah, I actually kind of do like these because to me, I kind of feel like the set kind of like fluffs out like the excess of like prospects and stuff like that, like the lesser tier guys. So you still got like some of your major league players, like you got your Mike Trout, your Acuñas, Gunnar, Adley, Shota's in here, Ellie, those guys that we all know, Bobby, Jordan, Mookie. Um, but then you got like if you look into your prospects, like you have like the up and coming guys, and it just lost it. Where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. But yeah, like you got like your Kyle Teals. Who else is on here? Montgomery, Colson Montgomery, Roman Anthony, Perdomo from the Braves. It's a good looking set. I kind of like it. I was looking at the autographs, or actually, I was looking at the inserts, and they have from the MLB the Future All Star games. So I saw like they have like a Dylan Cruz auto from that set. Um, so you got like Ethan Salas, Drew Jones, Aiden Miller from the Phillies. I know he's a big guy. Marcelo Myers from the Red Sox. So it's a pretty good set. I'll be interested to see what the prices are. These I do like to do on break, specifically like the wheel spins, because it's like I kind of just want to get like the luck of the draw, kind of, and you can't go wrong with any of these teams. So these I do like to. So it depends on the price point. But yeah, it's a pretty cool set. I like it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite sets to rip. Again, I don't know the price point, so I don't know if I'll be, physically priced out as far as a hobby box. But yeah, like you mentioned, there's definitely fun to get in on a break there. Like you mentioned, there, if it is a wheel spin, kind of the luck of the draw there. Maybe collect a team that you're not, usually don't collect, or a player you don't collect. And or if you do have a favorite team and it's a picker team, you can go out there and pick your favorite team. Like for us, we can go out there, have the opportunity to go pick our bots around. So if you want to have that opportunity, one thing here that I do like about it, and I think we talked about it a couple of episodes ago. I know we didn't talk about it, but we briefly mentioned it. Was the like dual autos of like a Matt Holliday and Jackson Holliday that is hitting the set. So we do have family tree dual autographs, which are obviously once they do see these get pulled, these are going to be super cool to see. So some family tree autographs as far as the duels. We have Ronald Acuna Jr. and Luis Angel, Atlanta Braves and New York Mets. Again, if you buy this in a break, I don't know how that's going to go. If you have somebody else has the Braves and have somebody else has the Mets, I do not know. You want to make sure you got to get that clear with your breaker. Then we got Jackson Churio and Jason Churio, Milwaukee Brewers, Cleveland Guardians. If we got Roger Clemens and Cody Clemens, Astros, Phillies, Prince Fielder, Cecil Fielder. That one's easy.
Ooh,
That's
I
Detroit
would love
Tigers.
that card. That'd be a good
That
card.
is that's easy. That is just Toronto Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This one's sick. We have Montreal Expos and Toronto Blue Jays. That's awesome. Then we got Vladdy Guerrero and Pablo Guerrero, Mets, Rangers, Matt Holliday, Jackson Holliday. I mentioned this in the video, and maybe we can kind of shoot the shit here a little bit on this. They have Matt Holliday and the Colorado Rockies. Does that surprise you a little bit?
No,
No?
I would expect them to be with the Rockies. Yeah,
Okay. I was maybe saying the
yeah.
Cardinals, but I mean, that's just
Oh
me,
God, no.
maybe. Yeah.
I
But
think you
yeah, he's
missed
with
prime Matt Holliday in the Rockies. That's probably why.
Yeah, because I remember seeing him like 12, 13, 14 around that time. I
Yeah,
know
by
he
then he might have.
I know he was
He's,
primarily with the Rocky. I know he was part of that like 07 team. Like maybe I'm just completely wrong on it. Like, well, how many years did he spend? I'm gonna go to Baseball Reference. Like, how many years did he spend with
I'm
the
about to
Cardinals? Maybe
check
I'm just
right now.
maybe I'm
He
just completely
spent.
he spent eight
Oh, actually,
years.
you may be right. He spent 8 years in St. Louis. Why did it seem like less? And he spent 6 with Colorado.
Yeah, because I even remember
Huh.
him missing the ball in the Dodgers series, and like he blamed
Huh.
the white towel flag. He was like, "Yeah, the towels were white, and I couldn't see the ball." That's like a memory that I have like vivid
Dude,
in my
I
brain,
so
dude.
much. I don't know why. I do remember him so much more with the Rockies.
Yeah, his WAR was even greater. He had a B WAR of 23.1. I mean, granted, two more plus years, but I mean, yeah,
I mean, that's a.
he
I
went from
mean,
10 to
hmm.
16. I mean, his best career
They've
WAR. I mean,
leave it down in the comments. Who do you think Matt Holliday should be? A Rocky or a Cardinal? Well, yeah, his
I mean,
best,
yeah,
his two best seasons. Yeah, he has this. He has a 6 WAR in 07. It's Colorado, and then
yeah.
St. Louis 5.9, but then ties with 08, which is 5.9.
Damn, I didn't realize in
How do you end up in
2007
St.
on
Louis
that
again?
Rockies team. Man, he hit
Yeah.
340. Damn,
So he was
that's rough.
traded by the Rockies for Car. Well, he tried traded for Cargo, Greg Smith, and Houston Street. Sorry.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's why when I
Yeah,
was
and
making
that's
that
in
video, I
Cargo.
was like, when I was making that video, I was like, is he not a Cardinal? But I guess down in the comments below where you guys see him as. I see him as a Cardinal. Obviously, you watch a little bit more older
Oof.
ball than me, so you have him as a Rocky.
Yep, I just remember
Then
him as a
moving
damn
on
Rocky.
here, moving on here on the tree of duels. Then we've seen this card already, but again, it's always cool to see this here in the set. We got Josh Young and Jace Young, Rangers, Tigers. We just mentioned here we got Drew Jones and Andrew Jones, Daybacks and Braves. Then we got your boy Mark McGuire and Mason McGuire with the Cardinals and the Cubs. Those are going to be mini diamond refractors out of 10 and super fractors 1 of 1. So those are going to be very, very pricey. And then we got triple autographs. We got Luis Angel Acuna, Brian Acuna, and Ronald Acuna. Again, Mets, Twins, Braves. And then we got Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Vladdy Guerrero. They got, man, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has to do a better job changing up those names. Jesus. We got Mets, Blue
Lazy.
Jays, and again, the Expos. So, yeah, I think that itself is going to be a nice little thrill of the chase. There are Paul Skeens autos as well. We didn't mention Paul Skeens. There's even dual autos. There again already have been in previous sets and pro debut. They are sticker autos, and obviously they're in the minor league jerseys of Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz. But now you can get them in their major league uniform with the Nationals and the Pittsburgh Pirates, former LSU boys. So again, another good card to chase out. And then, like we just discussed here, yeah, there's some good guys here that, from 2024 Bowman draft. Again, if you're priced out on that set, if you want to go get, a Jack Caglione or Travis Bazzana, those kind of guys, you have that opportunity to do that. Nick Kurtz, for some reason, is not in this set as far as the auto season. I think as a triple auto, for some reason, does not have a solo Bowman auto, which is a little bit weird. I don't know what the deal is with that. But yeah, again, if you guys want a full breakdown of just strictly autos, like you mentioned there, Bro Peel, there are some really cool answers. There's the Fable Phenoms, Impact Ballers. There are some really cool autos. But again, if you want a full breakdown or answers, I'm sorry. But if you want a full breakdown of just strictly autos, what to expect with each team and my thoughts on each team as far as when it comes to breaks, I'll leave a link down below for the YouTube viewers. And again, you guys can go check out the YouTube channel at Moon3PO. And you can go check that out because I put a lot of time into that video and kind of break down that whole set. So go check that out if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, go check it out. And just to bring up that Dylan Cruz card again, I'm looking at the image. I don't know if you saw it, but if this is the true in which I don't see why this would not be the exact image of the card, but it does say that. So it's a dual auto. It's a dual, not dual auto. It's an auto and a relic. And it does say it's game used memorabilia. So that's pretty cool. So, and it says it's the All-Star game. So I don't know if that's specifically from the All-Star game. That'd be pretty cool to maybe if there's more info on the back of the card.
Yeah, the
But
future games.
yeah, let's get more
Yeah.
game used memorabilia back, not this player worn crap.
Player worn or event worn. Yeah. Yeah. So keep an eye on that. And even Dylan Cruz is the guy that doesn't have a lot of product or cards out there, minus for Bowman. So, or 2024 Bowman. So, I mean, if he's a guy that you're kind of banking on to have a big 2025 season, maybe he's your guy. Of course, not financial advice, but it is a guy that you maybe want to keep an eye out for heading into the season. This could be a good entry point to get some relatively good price autos and or relics like Bro Pio just mentioned. Now, to kind of switch it off here or switch it a little bit here, of course, sticking with Topps, but January is very, very loaded. So for someone like myself, you have to be smart with your funds a little bit because we have a very exciting and very fun set coming out. Not baseball, but it is going to be, and we talked about it in the last video, but we got 2025 Topps Chrome WWE officially releasing on January 31st. Now, that is the expected release date. I don't know yet. Topps put out some tweets here that's not, I don't think that's the pre-release date or the pre-order date. So there may be a date earlier before where you can go out and pre-order your boxes. there are not a lot of details as far as of the set when it comes to pricing. From what we do know, what Topps has put out, um, you can expect 2 autographs per box. So that is nice. And from what we've seen, I'm pretty sure there may be some sticker autos involved, but from what they've been promoting, there are on card autos. So that's very, very exciting. Um, from what you've seen so far, Bropio, what do you think about the cards? Because they've released some, a little bit of stuff here. They've released some snippets of some of the one of ones. Obviously, we had the Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns that were released here. As far as the Roman one of one, Seth Rollins has got released here. I think the following day, and then of course we saw some other cards here. The Rhea Ripley with an inscription, Rhea Bloody Ripley with kind of like a fire background. And then we got CM Punk here with the description, best in the world. And then we had the Cody inscription of the finished story, one of one. So I'll kind of open up your thoughts here as far as of that first. What are your initial thoughts here on the overall design from what we've seen so far? Obviously, the whole set hasn't been released, but from what we've seen so far, what are your thoughts on 2025 Topps Chrome WWE from a design standpoint?
I do like it. I don't mind them. Like I'm looking at the Seth Rollins card right now, the one of one, and it has like the gold border around it, and it is pretty cool. And that one does look like it's on card. It doesn't look like a sticker, but again, these are just images. I don't know if these are the actual cards, which I don't know. But I don't mind the design. It'll be interesting to see if they actually use. 'Cause I know you mentioned it earlier too, or maybe when we were talking about it earlier, if they're gonna use like actual like in shot ring like pictures, or if it's just strictly gonna be like the basic like face shots and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. The one card I was actually pretty interested, or not, I was interested in didn't have like an inscribe, was the Roman Reigns one. Like I'm surprised
Yeah,
like there's nothing like OTC on there or like acknowledge me or something like that. Like it's just 2 R's. So that's why I'm kind of like I don't know if that's like the final product or if it's just like a rendered like image of it. But yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see. But I'm excited for it. You already know.
yeah, we're very excited for it. Yeah, we were talking about it at the card show with the vendor that we bought a lot of our wrestling cards from about the photos and the action because I've talked about it in previous TikToks and previous videos in the past that everybody likes to shit on Panini, everybody likes to crap on them and say how much of a terrible company they are, blah blah blah. Granted, I don't dabble into football or basketball, so I don't know how they've handled that product or have handled that license. I cannot speak on that, but from what I've seen on the internet sometimes from some people, it has not been great. It has not been good. But from my experience with dealing with Panini and WWE, it's been really, really good stuff. Like the stuff they pumped out like towards the end of the license was great. 3 count, National Treasures, Flawless, Select. I know we've been dabbling in Select. We're still trying to find and rip that product as much as possible. But even in years past, Select was always great. I've never been a really big fan of Prism. Prism is Prism in my opinion, but I've never just generally been a big fan of it. Granted, still some great cards, but what they did in this year alone and last couple of years of owning this license have been great. And some of the things that make those cards there very unique and what makes them great is the action shot. Like we mentioned here in the last episode, the collectability. Like we want to collect our favorite moments of our favorite superstars. So like for me as a CM Punk fan, like I would love to collect that Money in the Bank shot. Obviously, I have some John Cena stuff here. We live in San Antonio. Like, how cool would it be to have a card from when he won his last championship at Royal Rumble against AJ Styles? Like, that's what makes collecting fun and makes you feel a little bit more connected to that superstar. Render photos, like, that doesn't do it for me. Like, the CM Punk render photo, like, it's a great inscription auto. Don't get me wrong. Love the card. As a CM Punk fan, I'm definitely going to try to chase that card as much as possible. But that's his old render photo. That's his render photo from when he came back last year. So like I would have loved to have seen some type of like updated photo or there's the figure that I still have yet to get mine in. Mine still says processing. Get it together, Mattel. But yeah, I would have loved to see like an updated photo, maybe like even like a throwback or some sort of action shot. But yeah, that's been my thing with the designs that we've seen so far.
Maybe they just haven't, like you said, maybe they're just like, since like they barely announced and they're slowly starting to release the images and stuff. Like, well, obviously there's going to be inserts and stuff like that. So maybe they're going to have like, kind of like the way Panini has it. I know they have like a WrestleMania moment inserts in Prism, or maybe it might have been in Chronicles, where they have like the WrestleMania. Like, I have a John Cena like Royal Rumble moments. Um, or maybe they might have like a, obviously if you're a wrestling fan, this is John Cena's last year in ring action, so maybe they might have like a dedicated like John Cena insert series. I don't know, with some autos maybe in there. So yeah, I'd be pretty interested to see what they come out. I was trying to see what the heck happened between WWE Panini, and I can't for some reason find anything. I found something on I think it's on Sports Illustrated. But it just said that WWE terminated the deal for a breach of contract. Um, and I don't know if it had anything to do with maybe like WWE's merch now getting like pretty
Oh,
much the whole
100%.
shop is run through Fanatics. So I'm pretty
100%.
sure that has to have something to do with it. So I don't know if maybe they were just trying to get out of the deal from Panini just for that sole reason, and their top Panini's probably like, you ain't going nowhere,
No.
buddy. We still got some money to make.
Yeah, that was it. 100%. That was
So
exactly it. From
yeah.
the videos that I saw and articles that I read, is that WWE early enough was trying to find their way to Tops and back to Fanatics through with the trading cards, but Panini was like, nope, we got you under for this amount of years. You're sticking with us until this year. Unfortunately, that contract ended. And obviously with Fanatics and the monopoly that they're kind of running right now, it was obviously a no-brainer for them to take back the WWE license. Obviously, also them owning the UFC license again as well. Obviously, WWE and UFC now being under the TKO, so that kind of makes it a little bit easier too. So yeah, that's why last year in 2023, a lot of WWE products were kind of
TKO.
halted. They were kind of halted a little bit because they were going in that lawsuit. So once that lawsuit finally went Panini side, they finally released everything all at once. I remember getting like Prism, Select, Elite. Like we got that like within like months span. It's kind of what we're seeing
Well,
right
yeah,
now
I
too.
remember. I think when that whole lawsuit stuff figured out, I remember it was WrestleMania weekend. This past one, 41. Like there was like a crap load of like 2023 Chronicle up in there, and that's how I ended up pulling the Stone Cold
Stone Cold
autograph
auto.
from that box. Yeah, Stone
That's what
Cold, Stone Cold. So like, um, yeah, you could just tell like, and there was a lot. So, but yeah, I mean, back to Panini, like the 3 count that they put out, the Panini Flawless, the National Treasure, like all those cards are sick. Like they're really really nice. They did a really good job with it. So it's gonna be interesting to see what I'm sure Topps is gonna have like their version of these products, like higher end, like relic cards and autos. But it's gonna be interesting to see what they're calling. But I think for a first step back, I think to go the Chrome route is probably the best. You don't want those paper cards. You want the Chrome.
yeah,
Chrome.
you got to throw on the top Chrome. Why is everything Chrome? You got to throw on the Chrome there. I think that definitely is a step in the right direction, a good little first step, and even the one of the first releases that they promoted was Allen and Ginter. They have a Stone Cold Allen and Ginter card. Uh, we we have our opinion about Ginter, even though there's a little bit of history behind Ginter that I didn't know about until I read that Topps article that makes it a little bit more cooler. So if Ginter, maybe we see some Stadium Club esque of Tops of WWE. I think that would be cool. Like that can be like our photogenics. I know Panini also had a photogenic release. Maybe that's our Stadium Club there. So yeah, there's definitely is an opportunity here. So yeah, 2025 is going to be exciting to talk about. I do have a video that I do plan on releasing soon about what I think about the whole wrestling card market and things of that nature. Obviously, with the pending deal on Netflix, things of that nature, I do plan on taking a really deep dive into that. That video will probably be coming out on Friday potentially. So keep an eye out again there on the YouTube channel, and we'll dive deeper into the wrestling card market and just where I overall stand. Because again, I've talked about it, but in short form content. But I think you guys will probably like a little bit more longer form content video. But that podcast also as well, we'll talk about it a little bit later as we get as we later go on in the set. But let's talk about what we've seen so far with WWE. Like we've mentioned here, we've talked about it last episode. that the rise of
Nasty, nasty
WWE,
people.
the rise of WWE is going to come. Um, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this products moving forward. We talked about Netflix. We talked about the social media, all that good stuff, the streaming services, more people getting their eyes to wrestling once again. I feel like we're in a boom period that's topping what was last 2 years. Like the last 2 years of wrestling, just not just WWE, pro wrestling has been up, and I feel like this year alone can potentially top that. Like you talked about there, we have John Cena's final retirement tour. We have Netflix. We have SmackDown going to USA Network on 3 hours. We got NXT still on CW, but we now have the content going over to Netflix as well. Peacock obviously still has the PLEs up until next year, but we have it. We have it here. The product is hitting breakers. I've been seeing a lot more product from Panini being ripped there by breakers, and it has not been good. And this is just the
Bunch of
start.
weirdos.
And this is just the start. Like Topps does not even have the license yet. Like there's no Topps product out yet. Obviously, we just talked about it for 20 minutes. There's no top products out yet, and they're breakers. And I'm gonna name drop them. I don't give a fuck. Backyard breaks. I think I didn't see backyard. I will clarify that. I did not see backyard. I saw a Twitter account. I'm gonna at them right now. Or at their name. I don't know off the top of my head. They're a really good account. I love that account. I want to preface that. Gelman they're on Twitter. They're at SC Uncensored. They're a Becky Lynch super collector. Really good account. Really good at Patreon if you want to get into wrestling cards and get into knowing it a little bit more. Really great account. But they called out backyard breaks. I did not see it. I saw a little bit of it. Didn't see all of it. But backyard breaks, and then of course the Mac Daddy of them all in breaks. Filth Bomb breaks. They had some very disturbing and very just uncomfortable practices. I'm gonna let you take over because I had the screen recording, so I saw it too. But you saw it live, and I think based on that night, you were watching it a little bit more than me because they were just taking freaking forever to fill up that break. So I was like, I'm not gonna take a look at that. But I'll let you kind
Yeah,
of take a little bit of room of it. What did you see?
the first. So there's two guys, and I don't know their names to be honest with you, because I just pop in and out. There's one guy there who I will say he is. I guess let me backtrack this. Um, you can obviously spend your money the way you want to, and I think me and you both preface that, right? But I also feel at the same time like I want to, especially like if I'm gonna go and put money into a break that's obviously expensive, like National Treasure or 3 count or wherever it may be. I think you want to break with somebody who actually like is invested into the product, like rather than just trying to make a quick buck. I guess, and that's kind of where it leads into. So there's one guy on there who I've popped into their streams, and he seems to know like he is a wrestling fan. Like he knows the guys, he knows the wrestlers, he knows how to pronounce the names. That's a big thing. Like he knows how to pronounce the names. Um, and I think so. Obviously, this break is big because there's a lot of wrestlers that are in there. And for some reason, they decided to do it, which I had never seen, like by wrestler. So there's like over 200 spots to fill. Like it's a lot of spots. And obviously, I guess they had to switch out because it's just way too long. So they switched out to this other guy, and I don't think
I got his name for you. Filth Bomb _
okay.
Derek.
Is that that's the freaky deaky guy?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So this guy, I don't think he, and actually, I'm actually more than confident he's not a wrestling fan because at the end of the video or at the end of the stream, he says he's not a wrestling fan. He doesn't know it, but he wants to rip it because it was fun, which I guess I get it, right? But at the same time, like he's mispronouncing names for reference. He, if you know Shinsuke Nakamura, he pronounced his first name Shinsuke, like not even close. I think if I'm not mistaken, the guys, which I did not watch either, the guys at Backyard Breaks or whatever the hell they're called, they didn't know how to pronounce Asuka, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they called her Asuka. and that
Asuka.
was
Oh god. Okay.
and I got names for you here. That was give me 1 second. Man, where I just had so we have Backyard Migs and Bugsy Bangs. Again, I don't watch these guys. I don't know. That's everything I got
Yeah,
from
me
that
neither.
Twitter account. But yeah, those were the people that were
So
on
yeah,
this stream.
those guys are mispronouncing Asuka, Asuka, which I guess she's not a Star Wars character. She's not a Ahsoka Tano, guys. Come on, give it the product. Um, and then like they ended up, so he ended up getting into the break. The break finally fills. It's like about 10 something. And mind you, like I'm not sitting here just watching the break. I just have it there because I'm curious. I want to see the product, and I'm playing some 2K24 doing my fantasy universe mode. You know how I do. Um, and they finally get into break, so they're going through the cards. Like he's starting to pull like a bunch of cards or whatever, naming the wrestlers, stuff like that. He ended up pulling a Diesel card, which if you know who Diesel is, he's also known as Kevin Nash. Well, he called him Kevin Hart for some goddamn reason, which don't make no damn sense because those are two completely different people. Um, and then he ended up pulling like a Randy Orton card, and he was like TKO, TKO. I'm like, that's not his move. His move is the RKO. TKO is the company that owns WWE and UFC. Um, and then we get to this one of one, or I don't know if it was a one of one because they ended up pulling two cards of Alexa Bliss. One of them was a one of one, and then another one was a patch. And two decides to fucking sniff it. Like for whatever reason, he decides to do it. I don't know, but he decides to sniff it. So I'm texting him. I'm like, dude, this guy's sniffing Alexa Bliss's and I just like patch, and it's just like it's so weird. Like why? And he's laughing about it. He mentioned Michelle McCool. He was calling her the Undertaker's hot wife. Like you could just tell this guy is not like a wrestling fan, and it was just weird. And I don't know. And he was just like, "Oh, I'm having fun. I'm having a blast." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, good for you, buddy. You fucking weirdo." So, yeah,
Yeah,
it was
and then
weird.
that account there that we just mentioned here, that Gelman at NC Uncensored again, they put out their tweet here. Backyard is doing stuff on their feed that is beyond what they normally are called out for. Hey, maybe don't own a show out of sniffing the relics of women's cards like complete fucking savages, huh? I can't even put into words how disgusting these asshats are. Um, so that was my once
Yeah,
I saw that tweet, I knew there was something going on.
yeah, like these guys have like so many like followers on Fanatics Live. I think they have like about 50,000 followers. So obviously you're gonna get people who don't know wrestling, which is cool. I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, if you're a wrestling fan, only wrestling fans can get into this break and stuff like that. Like it's good exposure for wrestling, and stuff like that. But like even like one of the, like the live comments, like one of the guys got in there, he was like, "Oh, like what's the big hit?" Like somebody was asking him, and I don't think he answered him, but somebody else in the comments was like, "Oh, John Cena and all the girls." Like that was his answer as to what are the big hits. So like if you go and look, like I think we were talking about price points. Like I was even texting you. So like Kari Sane was $100 spot, and when you keep going down, like Randy Orton was $25. Like Kairi Sane is a good wrestler. Like don't get me wrong about it. Like she's really really good in the ring. Um, but like Randy Orton's like a fucking legend, you know. And to have him at $25 to have Kairi Sane at 100, like, are you just like putting the girls higher because people want them? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was exactly the tweet that I put out. I put late night rant, and probably only like 10 people or less will see it, but who cares? I'm all for breakers like Filth Bomb, Backyard, etc., ripping WWE products. There's no denying the audience they bring, and more eyeballs to the product will only help the wrestling card market. Uh, but please, for the love of God, get someone who actually knows and watches wrestling / knows the product. And if you can't get that, try not to get perverts who are scratching and sniffing women relic cards. That was the exact tweet
You
that I
fucking
put out.
weirdos.
Because yeah, once I
Very very disturbing.
I know
If you know, you
the
know.
if you know, you know. I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. And there are some really good breakers here. There's a YouTube channel. His name's here. I don't know if you know. If you maybe I think you probably have, but runs good life. He's another guy here that rips WWE product and is like well known in the hobby. Um, he even put out a tweet there when it was happening. I think I reposted or retweeted, whatever you want to call it these days. Let me see here. What was his exact tweet? Don't buy into wrestling breaks with breakers who aren't wrestling fans. That is all. That was our tweet. I reposted.
I agree.
That. Yeah, and
But all
it
these
runs
other
good
weirdos who.
Yeah, it runs good life. Go free to check him out. And there are some good breakers on these platforms. You just got to go out and find them. So and like I it's like I told you, it's like, man, this is just barely the start. Like again, Topps Chrome has not even came out yet. So
But I also don't know if it's like this right now because it's National Treasure's like a higher end product and like the recount, like everybody was chasing the downtowns. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it too. Where like I guess I'm not big on Panini either, and I'm not familiar with their products, but I guess National Treasure is big with like the NFL, MLB. I guess I don't know if they do it or not in those spaces. So I don't know if why like all these people who like break into this other stuff, like they see a WWE National Treasure, like, oh, like what's this? Like, oh, I know who Hulk Hogan is. I know who John Cena is. Like they know the big names, right? But then you go and you get it and you fucking pull Joe Coffey, like Woo! And you got the guy Joe Coffey, number to 99.
Yeah, I don't know. I would
I don't
assume
know.
it is. And then I could like we talked about it a little bit early in the episode. Like I know Prism's pretty big within like all the other sports. Like I never have seen breakers rip Prism before until now. Like now I've seen breakers ripping open Prism. I know excuse me, Filth Bomb was doing
Yeah.
like one box of Prism. So like yeah,
So that
I
guy,
don't know.
the one I sent you, the guy I sent you when I sent you that break, they were in prison. That guy knows like the wrestling. I've listened to him talk about it, so he knows. Or I don't know how much of he knows, but he does know like from what I've seen him talk about. So shout out to you, good sir, whatever your name is, but not your
Next
nasty friend. Tell him to stop sniffing.
women relics. Yeah, next pod we'll definitely get a name to the face there and give him a shout out there because yeah, I don't know, I forgot the name of him too. I know exactly what you're talking about, but yeah, I can't put the name to it right now. But yeah, as we approach January 31st, we approach Netflix. Netflix is only a day away now because it's officially midnight here in Central Standard Time.
Speaking
So
of that, did you see the video they did with the old school Raw theme?
yeah, that was badass. That was awesome. Yeah, that was pure electricity. That was badass.
I swear to God, dude, if fucking Netflix start acting up on Monday, we'll be so mad.
Yeah, that's
And I
the
know
one
it's
thing
coming. I feel it. I know.
Oh,
I
I
know
already
it's
know it's
coming,
coming.
dude.
I already know it's coming. It's gonna come either like on the Seth Rollins, the CM Punk main event. It's gonna come on the Tribal Combat. It's gonna come on the Rock, John Cena. It's gonna yeah. It's I'm preparing the worst for it. Because if you guys obviously were trying to watch that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, you guys know how that went. I don't know how the NFLs have been going so far, like those NFL games. I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, I didn't. From what I saw, I didn't see any rumblings on the Twitterverse about like the game fucking up. So I don't know if that's and it was on Christmas Day, I think, when they aired. So I mean, everybody's at home, watching football. So I would assume it's a lot of people watching it. So I'm hoping that was good. So and I think they had some wrestlers there. I think Liv Morgan was there promoting the move. So
yeah, I think I saw Liv Morgan. I think I was just at the Texans and
Oof.
Baltimore game, right? Something like that.
I think so. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I saw Seth Rollins talking
God.
about that. Uh, so yeah, very very nervous about that. Going to be very exciting though as well to see how that goes out. And yeah, again, keep an eye out there for all the content as we get closer to January 31st and as we get closer to the Netflix release date because we'll definitely be covering more wrestling on the personal channel and on the podcast as we've mentioned there in the last episode. Now to go off to something here that I also posted. So we talked about it a little bit, but I really didn't even get to hear your opinion. Obviously, we saw each other today, but earlier this morning I woke up and I posted a little TikTok.
You fucking idiots.
So backtrack. Last night, me and Mrs. Moon 3PO, my wife, she's getting into scrapbooking again. She's arts like that. She's very into making arts and crafts, things of that nature. Very, very artistic, love her to death. Gets into doing these fun projects and scrapbooking. So she goes, "Hey, let's go to Walmart." It's like 8. No, it's later than that. It's like 10 o'clock. It's like 9, 10 o'clock. I'm like, all right, let's go. Targets have been dry. My targets around me have been dry. I'm like, all right, it's a good excuse for me to go and check out the cart section. We go. I'm walking through the cart aisle, we grab a cart because I know she's gonna buy a lot of stuff. So like, all right, let me grab a cart. Go back, grab a cart. I'm like, hey, cart section's this way. Let's walk through this way. The arts and crafts is on the right hand side. We'll just take a little turn there, and we'll make our way to the arts and crafts.
Little detour.
Little detour. So took a little pit stop there. And I see this gentleman there, and he's just standing there, like he's not looking through things, like he's just standing there. And in my head, I'm like, why is he just standing there? Like, is he looking for something, or like, is he looking at somebody? But it's just him, and he's just kind of like, from afar, he looked zoned out. So I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. So I tell the wife, like, hey, just stay in the back, and I'll go and look, take a quick glance, see if I can find any WWE Select, or find any, see if I get lucky, maybe find a Topps Chrome, which I haven't been able to find since my restock days. And again, he's just still like hovering over, so I really can't see anything. And then I finally kind of get closer a little bit and look over, and the gentleman has a scale, and he's weighing what looked to be NBA box. I believe somebody in the comments said it was like NBA Phoenix or something. Again, I'm not familiar with NBA products. I don't know. Obviously, Wemby's a chase. I'm assuming that's 24, 23. I don't know. So I'm assuming he's chasing some type of Wemby or relic. But the guy is weighing boxes. Now, to preface, this has
he's
been
weighing NBA boxes.
NBA boxes, right? Okay. I think it has like.
I think it's a guy from the.
I think it's a Maverick.
It's either Luca or it's somebody. It's either Luca or somebody from the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, I think it's Luca. I think it's Luca. I think that set.
Yeah, I think it's Luca. Yeah.
So yeah, he's weighing boxes, and to preface, I myself have never seen this in person.
We've heard about it.
We've heard about it. I've even seen some other videos on TikTok. I've seen some other videos on YouTube. Like, this is not new. But I, again, have never seen it. I'm like, all right, cool. What do I do on social media? I make content about cardboard, about the hobby. My podcast is about cardboard and the hobby. I was like, all right, this will make a good TikTok. Let me pull out my phone and let me record. So there I am recording him. I'm pretty sure he saw me. He didn't tell me anything. I'm recording him. Got like a couple of clips, and you can see in the video.
Like, oh, this ain't the first time.
You can go out and see the video. You guys can see he weighs one box. He picks it up and he puts it on the bottom shelf. It looks like he had weighed already a couple of boxes. And boy, did I start a frenzy in my goddamn comment section. I got people saying this guy's a loser. I got people defending him. I got people coming after me. Like, you people are so fickle. You're coming after me. I wasn't the one fucking weighing the boxes. Like, why is everybody coming after me? Some guy, what's the comment? I took a screenshot. You people are a bunch of idiots. One guy put, call him out, let him know, and scalp wars. More like, because the caption I put, caught this guy weighing boxes. And some guy put, more like just recorded. Should I put him in blast? One guy put, I don't understand why the person behind the camera is always afraid to call him out. What the hell am I going to do? Yeah, I call him out. What? That's not going to change anything. He's still going to weigh the boxes. Like, that's not going to change anything. Like, I'm pretty sure this dude, like you mentioned there, he's probably been recorded before. Some guy also said he has very big feet, which once I went back to go take a look at it.
That's the kind of person who's sniffing these fucking cards on from National Treasure. You good, sir. You got some. You did a.
And then you got comments here that you can tell who comment in the comments cares about the hobby and who wants to make a quick buck. And then we got why not? It's smart not to. We got some people defending it. It was just absolute madness. So I know we briefly talked about it before we left the card show, but I guess I got your opinion there on that. One, what would have done if you would have saw this? That's my first question. 'Cause maybe I am a bad person and it should be ridiculed online. And two, what's your thoughts on the? It seems like this is obviously it's been very common before. Like it's not new, but taking your scale, weighing it at a public store, I think that's a little bit crazy. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not taking my fucking scale with me to Walmart, or um, maybe he pulled the scale there from Walmart. Maybe he just pulled it out of the damn box and some batteries and started weighing shit there. I don't know. Um, yeah, I left a comment on there. I was like, yeah, he did all that just to pull an auto of a legendary Joe Schmo. Shout out to Joe Schmo. We got to get him on the pod one of these days so we can talk about him. um, but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not doing that. Like, I think that like the one comment you mentioned, where he talks about like, you can tell like who's in it for the hobby and who's just trying to make a quick buck. Like that's basically what you're doing. Like, and for those who don't know, when I first heard about this with Pokemon, especially specifically the original Pokemon cards, where if you go and you weigh like certain Pokemon packs, the heavier packs tend to have the hollow. So it was common for like people to go and weigh the packs and like try to chase, that holographic Charizard that we all want as a kid. Um, like so that's where I've seen it. I never really seen it like into like other like sports like NFL, MLB, like, but I don't know, like to literally stand there and like to scale every box. I don't know. That's just like it's too much. I like that one comment though. Where I think I don't know if you saw. I think the wife who pointed it out to me. There was a guy. There was somebody who left a comment. They're like, "Hey, at least he put all the push all the product forward."
He fronted.
So I was like, "Hey, man."
uh, Shout out to the retail.
But I mean, I definitely would. Oh yeah, I did. I remember that shit too. But I mean, I probably would have done the same thing. I would have probably tried to record his ass and put him on blast. Like, I got you. You on camera now.
I was like, man, like, what do you
So
people want me
weird.
to do? I was like, man, what do you want me to do? You people are so fickle. You're attacking the wrong person. Like fickle, all of you attacking me in the comment
Fickle.
section.
Fickle.
And to those that are taking me, very seriously, hope you guys know that I'm like very much joking. I don't take anything you guys tell me or say anything to me personally. I just think it's very funny that I recorded a video about somebody doing what's people think are bad practices in the hobby, and yet somehow it got. It's not all the comments. It's like a few. I think now it's just now turned into like, is he doing something good? Is he doing something bad? And everybody has their own interpretation of what they want to do. I know, like you and I like to preface, like when we go to retail boxes and go to retail stores, like we buy a box that's 20, 30, 40, $50 these days. And we go and rip it up for fun. Like you guys see my content. Like I go and buy a box and I rip it open for fun. Like I'm not weighing boxes like, oh, does this card have a relic, a swatches or whatever, a mat. And if you're talking wrestling or a jumbo patch, like I'm not like looking for that. Like it's the thrill of the chase. It's the thrill of spending your money. You know what you're gonna get. You know what to expect. If you get a Joe Schmo auto that's $2 and you spend $60 on the card, that's the hobby. Is there that opportunity that you can pull a Paul Skeens autograph out of 99? There's sure as hell that opportunity, but the odds are not in your favor. So, and that's what we like to preface here on the podcast and the channel, that if you're ripping things like that, like if you're buying to expect a flip and expect to make your money back, prepare to be disappointed. If you're in it to open packs, if it's for yourself, do it for content. Like myself, a lot of the boxes that honestly that I open is for content, and gets a little bit of cheap inventory, but it's just a good way to enjoy the hobby the way it should be. And if you're doing this, I don't condone it necessarily. I don't condone it at all. I think you're part of what's wrong in the hobby, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, cut it out. Cut it out.
But
Cut it out now. Just stop. Stop doing it. Break
but
your scale. Just break it.
yeah, just break the
You
scale.
want
I
to know
think
my
I saw.
secret? My secret, I just grab like 2 to 3 boxes, depending on how many there are there. I put them behind my back. I switch them around, give them all 3 to my daughter, and let her pick out one box. And if that's what she picks, that's what I go with. And throw the other 2, put it back. unless there's only one box there, which you can never leave just the one box behind because you
Exactly.
gotta grab it.
Exactly. Yeah, usually the wife there usually just picks the box out for me and we rip from there. Um, but yeah, just wanted to I wanted to have a little bit of a fun segment talking about that guy. I thought it was very comical. I honestly did not think it would blow up like that. It's like obviously 100,000 views is probably small to a comparable person in this content creation, but for a guy that averages about mid-tier views or low-tier views to have over 100,000 views on that, over 100 comments, I don't know how many likes it has now, saves. I thought it was just pretty crazy. I did not think that was gonna happen. But hey,
It's kind of telling of how many people have like come across this video and like all the comments. Like you could tell they're like it's 50-50. They're for it or against it. So I guess you could tell how. I don't want to know if it's a problem, or I guess you could say it's a problem or a discussion in this part of the hobby that people doing this. So it's pretty interesting.
yeah, interesting discussion. It's like a discussion that we have here. That's not even touching CT scanning, but that's another episode. That's another discussion there for another time if you want to get into that. But we're already an hour deep into this episode. So I don't want to open up the possibilities of CT scanning when it comes to that. But hey, maybe we'll talk about that next pod. We talk about Wayne this episode. We talk about CT scanning in the next. But yeah, again, thought it would have been funny just to kind of open it up here towards the end of the episode, kind of get my thoughts on it again. And yeah, want to hear what you thought about the weighing of boxes at a local Walmart. So yeah, that's all I have on my end. As far as that, Bro Pio, I'll let the doors open to you, my guy. What if you have got any final thoughts for the good old listeners of Cardboard Dugout?
I don't think I got much. Again, just keep an eye on all the socials. Go check out the TikToks, obviously, so you can see the famous guy weighing his packs, and go check out my latest TikTok where you can see one of these cool patches that I got from the card show. Got a really good deal on it too. Like so, it was really cool.
Really good
Happy
deal.
about that. And then and then obviously, you think you said the vlog is coming out Monday or tomorrow, Sunday.
Sunday, yep.
Sunday. So go check out the vlog, and obviously you'll get a little sneak peek of the card there. But other than that, yeah, I don't got nothing. Um, I think we briefly talked about it too. Like I'm kind of like not tired of baseball, but like just like fatigued from the cards. So the wrestling cards have been a breath of freshness for me. So it's been good. It's been really good. But I think probably once we get some more signings, spring training gets backed up, probably get the baseball fever back, and obviously we send some cards off to PSA and SGC. So obviously probably when we get those back, we'll do a little box break. But other than that, I got nothing.
Yeah, we'll probably do a little bit of like you mentioned that we did do a PSA and SGC reveal. Hopefully SGC should come this week. Obviously PSA being PSA, we wouldn't expect that for the next month or two. But maybe
Spring
SGC,
training.
yeah, SGC will do what we did last time. Granted, it was only a 3-card submission, but we'll do what we did last time where we kind of slow reveal it a little bit as far as the grades. So we'll definitely do that, and of course we'll make a video about it once we do officially get those cards. But yeah, some final thoughts here on my end. Again, yes, the vlog will be out on Sunday. So if bearing anything crazy unless I'm not able to get it done, it will be out Monday. But again, check it out Sunday, the channel, to go check out the new vlog here, 2025, the very first card show of 2025, and it was a good one. So go check out that vlog. Check out all the socials there. Keep up with the socials. I'm trying to be more active on everywhere: X, Instagram, TikTok. Ironically enough, TikTok. That's been my goal for this year, is to be more active and have the content kind of go a little bit more crazy, which it has been. TikTok over 500 followers, YouTube over 600 now. So again, thank you guys for all the support. I really do appreciate it. Never thought I would, be able to have a platform where I can show myself, open up some cards and talking some cards here with all you guys. So again, really do appreciate it. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for listening, watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching on the visual, the visual listeners. If you're an audio listener, thank you for listening on Apple, Spotify, where you get your podcasts. Don't forget to leave a rating and follow on those platforms so you get notified